Each year in Riverside County, we receive about 15,000 referrals on abuse or neglect for our seniors and disabled adults. The question is, how do we efficiently and effectively address these additional complex cases with the resources that we currently have? Part of the answer to these complex cases are MDTs, multidisciplinary teams, much like what the EAFC, Elder Abuse and Forensic Center, provides.
Because these cases involve investigations, we allow for a medical, legal, and social services professionals to come together to discuss these cases and help offer services and resources.
My role of the Elder Abuse Forensic Center is multifaceted. I actually go out to the homes to do the capacity assessments. So about 99% of my assessments are done in the home. I do cognitive assessments to look at an individual's capacity, whether or not he or she is able to perform his or her activities of daily living, or whether they need a lot of assistance doing that. And the purpose of the capacity assessment is to get an idea is, do they need more help? Is there someone that should be taking over the finances or taking over herself to make sure that she's well cared for? And then we go back to the center and give an idea of what kind of services does that person need. Does he or she really need guardianship? Or are there other type of services? Do they need a payee? Or are there other support services like whether they need help with mental health?
So we look at healthcare as a whole, as an integrated part of a person's life, and behavioral health is one of those parts. We're looking at if they have mental disorder, we're looking at if they have substance abuse issues, homelessness issues, any of those type of issues that we can intervene and help with and help improve that person's life.
Part of my role as well is to help the DA and law enforcement to decide whether or not there's been some type of possible criminal activity. And so we'll look at things like looking back at records and get an idea of the person have capacity when they made financial decisions.
The District Attorney is currently a core member of the Elder Abuse Forensic Center, and that serves as a valuable tool in many different ways. One of the most common things we see is individuals who are being taken advantage of, and usually, unfortunately, that happens to be financially. Seniors will frequently rely on maybe a family member or a close personal friend to help them with managing their money. And unfortunately, a lot of people will take advantage of that. They'll start to isolate the senior from their bank accounts. The senior won't know what their money is being spent on. And before they know it, they've had credit cards opened in their name, money has been pulled out of the bank account, and they've lost basically all of their money.
I recently brought one of my cases to the Forensic Center. It was proceeding with the criminal aspect of it, but there were some other aspects that my victims were suffering from. And being able to come to the MDT and share my concerns and the problems I was facing, there's so many people that are already at the table, and I couldn't believe the amount of advice I got and people that chipped in immediately. I can do this for your victim, I can help this, we can do this, have you thought about going this direction? It was just a great way to collaborate together in one place.
We also have the geriatrician services, which are incredibly important. They look at the medical well-being of that individual.
There's common indications for home visits. A common one is to manage acute and chronic conditions, especially for patients who struggle with multiple conditions, multiple medical problems, multiple medication, who has polypharmacy, also who has recurrent ER visits and hospitalization. Home visits especially are important for patients who are homebound. So we really need to assess their functional status and if they have any impairment, or we screen for any risk factor for functional impairments. And really the goal is to prevent them from hospitalization or nursing home placement. I believe in what we do. I believe in each member, and they can bring a lot to the table.
For the community to know, this shouldn't all rely on their shoulders, right? That there are services like Adult Protective Services where they can make a call and say, hey, look, I have a loved one that I'm really concerned about that's not being able to take care of him or herself. To please contact Adult Protective Services, because there are centers and multidisciplinary teams in the county to help with these individuals.
It's critical that every county or state seek to establish a committed group of professionals whose focus is to address elder and dependent adult abuse.
Through frequent communication, collaboration, support, and meetings, we are able to surround our seniors with the necessary services that they need to make sure that they are safe and healthy. That holistic approach will make a huge difference in the lives of many elders.